Hey guys, as you can see, the title of the video is a little different. I think I'm going to change things up today. But have no fear, my routine is still the same. He's sleeping, I gotta take him to daycare. I do know that a lot of the members watch these videos, and I like that they have a chance to get to know me. And so that's why this has kind of been on my heart, and I wanted to kind of open up and talk about my past. Now, it's my hope that this video can reach more than just my members, and it might be able to help some of you that are struggling at the moment. Because one thing is 100% certain, I didn't always have my stuff together. In fact, up until about 6.5 years ago, I was still using drugs and drinking alcohol. I'm gonna go take them. I'll be right back. All right, we're back at the gym. Today is Wednesday. They have Fight Gone Bad. And if you guys want to know my numbers, I did 23 wall balls, 20 sumo deadlift high pulls, 15 box jumps, 21 push press, and 15 calories on the rower. So we'll get these guys going in the workout, and then we will see you guys later. Yeah. Officially done with my day. And we're here at the Woodrow, but I'm here in the car wash. I want to start with what? Like, what was my issue? This actually was a bad idea because of the sound. I'm gonna wait until I get out of here. Oh, made it back home. I'm gonna put on my sandals. Got my car washed, got my hair cut, ready to go. I think it's important to start with my addiction, right? What was I addicted to, and like how did it come about? It started with alcohol, and it would always lead to cocaine. And that's because I soon found when I started partying that if you got drunk and you did cocaine, you could party longer. Really too, my whole life I've been addicted to things. I have a very addicted personality. I get addicted to things that are kind of exciting, crazy, and I think that didn't help when you added the chemical dependency. Now, the hardest thing for me to always admit is that every once in a while, my dealer would run out and I would still want to keep going. And so I would have to turn to meth. And every single time I did, it would cause me to go in like a 6 to 9 month bender where I just didn't stop. And I would live a functional life doing drugs. And that happened multiple times. I was trying to get help for so long, and I would do good, and I would revert back. It was hard. It was hard. And looking back now that I'm older and I'm sober, it's hard to know that you put a lot of people through that. If you guys followed last week's video, you know I did my yard, but there's still more to do. I gotta cut up all this stuff right here. And then my cactus, it fell. So I chopped it a little bit down last week, and something happened. I feel like it came down way more. I haven't showed my wife, but I think because I cut it a little bit, it made it less sturdy. Now, I do think that is the hardest part of what I go through now to this day. Now that I'm sober and clear, all of the memories from when I was using are coming back to me. Things that I've suppressed, things that I forgot about, they come back daily. And daily, my son will hear me, I'll just kind of scream. Or I yell, I'm like, ah! Because that memory will come into my mind and I will remember. And I'm like, gosh, I can't believe I did that, or I'm so sorry for that person, or I'm just embarrassed. You know, when you're in the midst of using, it's very easy to forget, or when you do start to feel, you just start to use again, and then you forget. And I did that for fucking 15 years. And so I have all of these memories that I completely forgot about that come back to haunt me. And the one thing that gets me through So it's funny, you spend a lot of time doing drugs and doing bad. And so you have those memories with you. But then once you get sober, you start to create new memories, right? Sober ones and good ones. And so now I have almost 7 years of really good memories and things to look forward to, right? The gym's doing well. I have tons of clients there. My family's doing good. My son's getting big and strong. So it's a lot easier now for me to deal with those feelings than it was in the beginning. I'm sure that every addict wants to know, like, how did you do it? What made you do it? Like, why? I have some new strawberries here. And the answer is probably not what you want to hear, but I just was ready. There was a point at my dad's house when I was living there. I think I was in my late 20s, and we were partying, and we would use the garage as our, like, basically clubhouse. And I woke up the next day from partying, and it was like I was able to see above my body. And I was just like, what are you doing? Like, I was so disgusted with where I was and what I was doing. But until that point, I never felt like that. I always felt like everything was fine. And then it was like in that moment that I started to think differently. I'll go back inside for a little bit. I gotta wash these strawberries. You can eat some strawberries, it's fine. Now, right after that, it wasn't like things got better. It was a process. And it started with a book and a friend of mine. I have a friend who is a motivational public speaker. I went to high school with him. I knew him. And I've always admired him and his presence on social media. At that time of my life, I was posting a lot of negativity. I was divulging a lot about my, the people that post stuff and it's about their partner, but they don't say it. That's the kind of stuff I was doing, right? Like, everybody probably knew all of my drama, and I would vent and I would put it out there, and I was just attracting that into my life. This person would post, and I remember thinking to myself, like, man, how are you not embarrassed? Like, how are you so happy? Aren't you worried about what other people are thinking? And I ended up reaching out to him, and I was like, man, I need some help. Would you help me? And he did. He agreed to work out with me the next week. We met in the morning. I went, and he recommended a book. This book changed my life because I was just ready for some kind of answer, right? And the book is Jack Canfield's Success Principles, I believe. I'll pop it up here. But I read that book in like 2 days, and I started implementing the things they had talked about. And it's just simple things, but it started to change my perspective on life. And I started realizing that my energy was attracting more negativity to my life. And so it was in that moment I started to change. I'm gonna be right here in the front, okay? Wait. He does that all the time, and I'm so mad right now. And then he does something cute like that. He's like, I'm gonna fix it. Aww. This is so off topic, but I seen like a video of a girl that wanted to help her dad clean the car, and then he heard like scratches, and then he slammed the door. I don't know, damn, I'm not doing this thing service, but the whole point being, like, her fingers got chopped off, and like she just was trying to write I love you, and he shouldn't have overreacted. It's a lot harder to do than you think. He just gets scared. There we go. You have to also understand that everything kind of lines up for me. Now, that's just life. I can't predict that. I was going through a breakup. I was getting a divorce. I was living on my own. I met my wife during this time, right, where I wanted to change, where I was tired of the old way, and that helped motivate me. So I don't want to say like it was just all me having the will. I feel like things lined up for me also. Here's some honesty, all right? I was doing really well, and then I got with my wife, and then my addiction took over again. And so when you're an addict, you realize that you can lie to people, right? This person never has seen me doing drugs. I was able to still, during the beginning part of our marriage, I still drank, and I would then dabble in drugs again. And I was able to get away with it because she didn't know what it looked like, right? And I was able to use my addiction to trick her. And that's, something we went through, and she helped me get through. Because, I officially decided to stop while I was married. Because if you do the math, I've been married 8 years. I've been sober 6.5. Obviously, I was with her. And so I'm not going to lie and say that, like, once I wanted to change, I was able to. I wasn't. Right? And it's the same thing with fitness, right? Like, you might not get it right away. You might not. And that's okay. So for me, my sobriety really started when I decided to stop drinking. I haven't drank now in 6.5, almost 7 years, and I have not touched a drug or wanted to touch a drug, and that's very important. I still think about it sometimes, but now I have so much going for me that I can never imagine myself being high around the people that I know, right? So like, sometimes I do think about it. Sometimes, like, I wish I can say no, but then immediately I think about my son, and I will never ever be high in front of my son, ever. I would never. He needs me. I mean, you guys see how much I'm with him, right? And I just would never do that. I would never ever do that. And so right away, that takes me away. I own a house. I have a beautiful wife. I have an awesome car, truck. I go camping all the time, and I love it. I love my life, and drugs are done. The alcohol is done, and I'm glad. I really am glad. Now, I'm going to try to give my top three ways that I was able to get sober. Number one, my energy changed, right? I stopped worrying about other people. I stopped talking about other people. I stopped hanging out with certain people. I kind of pretty much stopped hanging out with everybody. I needed to at the time. I needed to just be alone. All right, number two, the law of attraction, which then turned into my journey with God. That's how it started. It started with the universe and understanding that everything vibrates. And what you put out there is what you get back. And so if you notice, like, people don't comment negatively on any of my stuff, and it's because it took a while, but people know that I'm not negative. And if somebody does, there was a comment on one of the posts I made about being Christian, and I'm just nice. I appreciate you taking the time to share. I hope that you've been able to, crush your fitness goals. And so even that puts the right energy out there. And now I have a great relationship with God. I love it. I love learning about Jesus Christ's life and the person he was. And then I'm starting to even find that I'm a lot like some of his disciples, hot-tempered, judgmental, and we're not perfect. And my third one, while he's eating a muffin, is I have something to lose, right? Like I have a why. All of those people at the gym, every single one of them, I think, obviously, I don't know the count, I think it's over 60. All of them, they're all mine, right? They're all in my life. They're all special and important to me. And I get up every day with that mission. Everything is geared toward helping them. And then in turn helping them, it's helping me. And now that my business is doing better, I have a little cushion, right? I have some money saved. I'm able to do things. I'm able to help my wife now. That's all. It's my why. And it helps every day, figuring out why you're getting up. And I know that's hard. It's easier said than done. I understand. But for me, I was able to do that. I was able to think about it. I got to the point where I was so tired of where I was willing to listen, and I did. All right, let me see if I can do this. Video is a little bit different than normal, but I want to do this more, mainly for the members, so that them watching, they can get to know me a little bit better. Thank you guys for being here. Please subscribe if you're not. We're trying to get to 1,000. I post videos weekly. I own a gym here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Stop, don't do that. We don't play with food in our mouth. And even though I own a gym, primarily it's like a family channel because I just post stuff with him. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully the video was helpful. And if anybody has any questions, right, just let me know. Seriously, like, if you're struggling and you want to, like, I have time right now. I'm not that popular on here. Not a lot of people are going to be watching this. So if you do watch this and you need help, find my Instagram in the description and DM me. See you guys.